Alright, call Town of St. Croix Falls meeting to order. Evidence of proper notice.
The agenda was posted on the town's website and out here at the town, on the bulletin board, June 13th.
Alright, please join me in the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Katie Appel.
Here.
Will Bergman.
Here.
Jeremy Hall. Brent Prevey.
Here.
Mike Dorsey.
Present. You guys had a chance to look at the agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second. Everybody in favor? Aye. Opposed? How about the minutes from our last meeting?
I'd make a motion to approve the minutes from June.
Is there a second?
We'll second that.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Alright, recognition of audience. Anybody have anything you'd like to say before we get into things? Public comment? Alright. Item 6, committee commissions and employee reports. Steve, what do you got for road maintenance?
Okay, started on grass mowing this week. I've got about 2/3 of the township on the side from 200 going to the west done. I had 6 miles of road left. I should have it done, but had to run into a problem today. The exhaust stack coming out of the John Deere cracked. Took it off today, got it brazed up for now. And I was gonna, I found a part in, well, it's in Iowa, I didn't need to pronounce the name. Anyway, but $160 I can get it. We'd have to set up an account with them like we did with the tractor place here.
Who's that?
I'll give it to you tomorrow if I can. They're gonna email you everything we
Who,
need.
no, who's the company?
It's a John Deere place in Iowa. I don't know their name. I got their name. St. Croix.
How do we charge at John Deere now? Farm
We-
We
plan?
have an
we-
account.
Yeah, we should be able to use that same
But
account.
Is it through Midwest?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why,
Yeah.
because it's different organizations. Okay.
but we don't have farm plan down there? A farm plan account? Because that's all John Deere's,
Oh, nope, it's just the,
Midwest.
yeah.
You can't order just with credit card?
I don't have one unless you want me to use mine.
No, I mean, no, I'm just,
They would do that. They would have shipped it out today if I had a debit card. Anyway, but they're gonna send us some stuff tomorrow for today. We can look at it and see. But I wanted to make sure you wanted me to get it. I brazed the pipe up for now. It is not back on. I need to put it back on. I ordered the seal for the muffler. It's like a fiber gasket from Midwest. I still personally, I think if we can find a new one, since they're so hard to get, they're only making them overseas right now. And they have one down there that fits their tractor. It's $160. And this one lasted 20 years. So it'd be nice to me to put a new part on there. But it's up to y'all here. I mean, I guess, let me know what you want me to do on that. On the other part of the tractor day, it's going through that, getting new blades and stuff ready to order. And the dish that's on it, you have 6 spots on there where you can rotate your 2 blades. And over, I don't know, there's probably 350, 400 hours on it now. The holes in their egg shape are oblong, just from centrifugal force. And I'm on the last set of holes right now, and they're starting to where I gotta tighten them every day before I go out. But that part is $1,790. It's coming from out of Menominee. The company that has the parts, that is the distributor for Tiger mowers, is coming up to the city of St. Croix Falls to do work on their sweeper. If we order it, they will just drop it off on their way through, and we won't have to pay freight. But other than that, it's about $400. It's a several hundred-pound dish. And I guess that's a big dollar item. But if we want me to order it, I can get it delivered for free. That's out of PJ Equipment down in the Menominee area. Not Menominee, Wausau, I'm sorry.
You said 1790, Steve?
Yeah, and well, yeah, 1790 is what they said. And I think since I've been here 17 years, we've replaced it one other time. But, so they last quite a few years, but when they get to where you loosen up, gets dangerous if the bolts come loose. Them 14-pound blades, they can go a couple hundred feet if they come off. The 210th Street, initially, after we put the first leveling course, we call it pavement on there, we had 9 areas that were soft. I marked all 9 areas, been keeping an eye on them. I did put a little bit of cold mix on them to seal them where they were cracking, try to keep the water from going down into them. Right now we have 5 that are still moving. The worst one is between the 2 fairgrounds roads. That's the biggest spot too. It's 35 by 15. I mean, it's a pretty good sized spot there. The other ones are size of the pickup truck or smaller. And they're getting smaller, but I mean, it's already been, what, 3 weeks?
You said you could take care of those, right?
I can dig them up and do it, yes,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
I
I think we
want
need
to
get
see
on
how
it.
long we want to wait to let them, to see if they're going to dry. If not, tear them out, just for base course, yeah.
That one between the fairgrounds, did Paragon ever get to that one? Or
Yeah, there's
you did?
2 feet of base course there.
Okay.
I haven't went down, because after they did it, it was pumping after they were done. And I was told, oh, heal over time, it needs to dry underneath. Well, I took a backhoe over there and it's full depth of my bucket, deep of base course right there. So we're gonna have to, I peel all that to the side and go down. There's gotta be a layer of clay there that's still wet, because it's moving pretty good. I did a test on it today with, I guess that guy hauls 11 yards or ton, I don't know, whatever, but it moved an inch with his tires. It was deflecting at least an inch. There's nothing that's gonna set up. The other ones, a lot of them are, I don't know, 4 feet by 4 feet, so that'd be an easy, like a 10 by 10 track, and go down and find the pocket. It's just gotta be a clay pocket that's come up. I can start on them. I'm going on vacation Friday, so it'd be a week from there when I'd start them. But once I get started on it, it should take just a couple days to get it done.
Is it helpful that it's dry when you do it, or it won't matter?
No, I'm just digging down the hit clay, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna go till I hit the clay pocket and get it out of there. On the other projects that we tentatively, we'll be talking a little bit about it later, 180th, there is a spot for a culvert over there that comes across Turner's Field, goes diagonally towards Long Lake, but there is no culvert. And I'd like to meet with somebody to go over there with me, because Google Earth shows there's an old creek channel there, but there's no culvert. And I'm almost wondering if we should put one there, but, I mean, it does hold water for a while. Anyway, but the other road, 180th, has 5, that would be 18-inch, and that would be replaced between 170th and County Road I and 200th Street. And I guess if we proceed on or approve all these, award the contracts for that, I'll get all the culverts and start them.
From 175th or 170th?
No, the one that probably needs a culvert that's never had it is 180th Street from 175th to 180th.
Okay.
It's right at kind of Turner's Field where they meet Baker's Land. It looks like it comes across the field there and just puddles on that end. But if you go to Google Earth, when they plow it, there's a dark line that crosses under the road and continues across the field to the east and then goes down to Long Lake. So it almost looks like we built a dam there. The field access is along Baker's Road to there to Long Lake. It would flow that way, but there's no culverts. So it can't flow down the hill. But if we're tearing up the road, that's the time to put one in there. But if somebody could go with me and get, maybe I'm not looking at it right, but I think it needs one there. And then I said on 200th Street, there's 5 there that are currently there that need to be fixed. The one up on Famert's Field, which is from Roger Kuski's old house going to the north, that ditch, there's 2 ditches right there that need to be redug if we're gonna do road maintenance up there, or redo the road. It's been filled in over the time, and you get to the culvert and you gotta go down 3 feet to get to the culvert. One, it's a safety hazard for cars, and there's no real ditch anymore. It's just been filled in over the years.
I think it all washed down over the years on the
And
field.
probably. got helped. I mean, he's 4 feet from the pavement there this year.
The one that the town redid though, so many years
It
ago,
is.
that's still good, isn't it?
No,
That wasn't that long ago, the town
No, it wasn't.
reditched it.
no, yeah, we redug that one ditch out and it's pretty much filled in now too. But some of it does wash. It is a hill. It washes and it sets up the road and then runs through the culvert, so it dams up. And if there's grass, the dirt just sticks in the grass, but I mean, this year, he's literally here in the corner of that rug from the, where he was disking, so that don't help either. But that has to be done, or we're just kind of spinning our wheels up there with putting in a new road. But
We needed gravel on Anderson Avenue?
I put 4 loads over there.
I know, we needed it there? I mean,
It was rutted up pretty good this spring. There was about, I'd say 100 yards of 2 to 3 inch ruts and mud. So
I didn't remember talking about it, I didn't know you were, I was surprised, all right.
yeah, I usually do that one. There's 3 roads right now that get trap rock gravel. That one, it's a Dan's, one that goes back to
Yeah,
Pierce's,
yeah.
and then Joyce's or Neal's Road. And that one hasn't got any yet over there though. I did
Discuss
spray
that in
that.
the road work.
Yeah, we can do all that in the road work.
I did spray that Neal's Road with some Roundup, the first 4 feet on each side. There's only one car that goes in and out of there probably 5 times a week, and it's getting down to what they call like a 2-track road with the grass growing into it. So I sprayed off. Once it dies off, I'll go back and regrade it. Anybody have any questions for me?
We can talk about it.
Yep. All right, thanks, Steve. Janet, what do you have for the clerk's report?
I had put out, when the members were here from the bank, they had left, a packet, and I didn't realize they had given it to me, but I didn't realize there was a bunch of copies, so I gave you guys all your copy.
Okay.
Just the information that they had. I think that's it that was there, and then what's in the packet, it's pretty much
Okay.
pretty straightforward.
Sounds good.
For Farner, they finished the spray patching, and they were a few thousand less.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, since they didn't need as much as they thought they were going to, they cut the price for us and just charged us for what they did.
Very honest of them.
Mm-hmm. And then, humane officer, he had a couple invoices in there, but also it's that time of the year that we all pay his insurance. And then the only other thing is the second half of the fire department, for their services and, the ambulance.
Yeah,
Unless
that
they're-
one from, the humane, Darryl there, at Famers.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You did that?
Mm-mm.
Somebody left a dog, its toys, and a bag of food and water
Yeah.
It's pretty crummy.
Mm-hmm.
right at a dead, must've been that dead end road down there.
Yep, yep, sad. So unless there was any questions on any of the other individual ones,
So we need a motion to approve the disbursements.
Numbers 141 through 169 for a total of $71,679.94.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Brett,
Yes.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Will,
Yep.
Katie, Mike.
Aye.
I don't know if you have any other questions on the year-to-date budgets, or,
I do not. Anybody have any questions on year-to-date or monthly? All right, what do you got for zoning?
all right, there's, well, we've been having meetings, hearings nonstop, things like this here. The minutes are attached, the logs are included. And there's a proposed, lot lines being moved, and I don't know if they'll need to, come in or not. I'll talk with you afterwards. I had sent you, did you have a chance to look at it, or you've been swamped? That's what I figured. So Adam will, look over that with me to see if it actually needs to come to a public hearing, or if it's something I can have you just sign off on, once two of my questions are answered. And then I was also gonna talk with Adam afterwards. The Swinks is being sold.
Oh, yeah, to one of the employees.
Yep, they're not changing the name, and that has been, it's not a change of use. So from what I understand from reading our ordinances, since it's not a change of use, it does not need a special exception. Even though it does,
Even though it's
because of
changing
the.
ranges.
Yep,
Changing
because it
ranges.
wasn't, so it doesn't have any of the provisions, and then they have two trailers out back, and kind of what I've read through the ordinance, they'll need to just get, one's on their parcel and one's on John's. So I think they'll just have to apply for the mobile storage.
So what's that, $50?
Yeah, $50 for each of them, but John will have to apply since one's on his property. But I mean, they use that as additional freezers. They're actually trailers with
Yeah,
so anyway, I just wanted to had a couple questions on that just to finalize. The only other thing that they may need to come in for the special exception is because they use part of John's building. So since there's a change of ownership, but anyway, it's an amendment to the special exception, so I don't, but
so does he
anyway,
lease that?
Yeah, it's a lease space, I think.
so yeah.
So would that matter if he's leasing it?
I don't think so.
He wouldn't need a special exception then.
Yeah.
At least. A new one.
He doesn't need, because on one of the conditions, if the change of an ownership or anything like that, it's
The
not.
property owner's not changing though.
Oh, because, good, thank you.
Yeah.
That was my other, I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure. So yeah, so anyway, it sounds like I kind of walked through all my questions on that, but,
All right, so
so I'll
yes.
get back to Casey. No, that's why I'm throwing it all out there, because this one was a little unique.
All right.
So, that's it.
Anybody have any questions about the zoning permits or building permits? Land use, driveway? All right. Anybody have any supervisors' reports?
I don't know if now's a good time to talk about it, but
Sure.
there's been the DNR came back to Polk County with their suggestions on how to fix the zoning ordinance.
Hmm?
And I think it's something that we need to put on our agenda.
Yeah, and we were going to, did I? It didn't
I don't
get on
see it
there,
on
did it?
here. Yeah.
It didn't get on there.
But I think it's something that we should look at,
Yes.
writing a letter or something back to the county again, asking for,
Does that screw us up if it didn't get on here? Do we need to, we're okay a month out? Okay.
I can't imagine that the county board is gonna go through 4 pages of comments and update their ordinance that quickly.
Okay, so
so just something to keep.
it was supposed to be on this agenda.
Good call, thank you.
The only other thing, the recycling center is mostly done, up and running. There's going to be 24-hour bins outside of the gated area.
What kind of
Yay.
bins?
So the recycling bins.
Just for paper and bottles and stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
and so that'll be outside the gate, so it'll be 24-hour access in the area. And we don't have to worry about the garbage ending up on or the recycling ending up on our property.
Okay. Do they expand their hours at all or not? Do you know?
I think the shop hours are the same, but
Okay.
just the bins will be outside.
Just that's huge. With little holes or actually the.
One pot can at a time.
I know.
Okay.
I guess I'm asking too much, ain't I?
Any other supervisors reports? Alright, I have nothing except cemetery meeting tomorrow night, if anybody'd like to attend. On to new business, item 7, minor subdivision on the northwest corner of Fairgrounds Road and 210, identified as the parcel shown. It is right here.
Is this you, Jeremy?
Yeah,
Put a recusal on that.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I think the driveway's going in right here, right? Or near here, if you get everything going?
No, it's on the north side, go up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it's actually close to where that 1473 is. I think the county put in the address number.
Okay.
Oh, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the address, but the driveway will be right basically where your cursor is.
Okay.
But it's on.
So the driveway's gonna be on
Coming off
210.
210.
Yeah.
But it's on the, his cursor's on the wrong side of the road, isn't it?
Right here.
Oh, I'm looking the wrong way. Yeah, I bet.
Can we make it
You're right,
flash?
Jeremy.
So Mike wasn't gonna be here tonight?
No.
Is he gonna just send for Mike to sign off on the, I'll need you to pay for the rest of the subdivision and then Mike will sign off on the
Yep.
thing? Okay, just send it to me and I'll have him, send it to him to sign.
If it gets approved, yeah.
Yeah, if it gets approved.
Alright, I think the, Plan Commission recommended approval. You guys have any discussion on this? Somebody wanna make a motion?
Does this include the driveway permit? Or do you need?
Yeah, it
one?
was all,
Driveway has
in
been
there too.
taken care of
Okay,
already.
Perfect, awesome. I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2520 approving the subdivision.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Roll call please.
All right, Katie,
Aye.
Will,
Yes.
Brent,
Yes.
Mike,
Aye.
and Jeremy was recused.
Item B is a special exception for new structures consisting of 8 20 by 48 storage units at 1978 US Highway 8, identified as parcel shown. Oh, now I've lost my cursor. Oh, there it is. It's off Highway 8. I don't remember what it was.
it's on the corner of Y and 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, oh yeah, it's right behind,
To the right. There you go.
yeah, it's roundabout.
You were too far.
Is that it here?
78, there you go, okay.
Yeah, so he's proposing putting it back behind here. Is that, you're here?
Correct.
Yep. And it's not, so it'll be open, it's not gonna be gated, but, they got pretty tight rain on it. Just cause there's limited access back in there. Planning Commission recommended approval. Let's have any discussion. Yeah, they got some colors in your packet or. It's actually.
Actually, I don't know if,
Yeah,
oh yeah, I
yeah,
put it to
sound
you
good,
so
yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
could get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I saw it when I opened
Yeah.
it up.
My understanding is it's gonna match the existing business there,
Yeah,
the
it was what,
cabinet.
burgundy color or something like that?
Burgundy, with white doors and trim.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us anything more about it that we're missing here?
I think you pretty much got it all there. I guess pretty straightforward building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there something different that they would need if they were operating businesses out of each unit? If it becomes more than just storage?
Well, they need a different special exception, because that's not what this covers.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering. Okay, so it's just storage.
Storage, I mean, I would assume a business can store stuff there, correct?
Yeah.
And stuff, I mean, it's.
But it's not like an office for the.
No,
business.
no office is not meant to be like,
State won't allow it, we're not applying for the state approved plans for it to be occupied,
Right.
it's just storage. So,
So you have to get the warehouse permit for that or no?
as far as,
From the state or?
oh yeah,
The warehouse one?
well,
Warehouse
it's,
keeper?
you have to have state approved plans.
Okay.
Commercial building over so many cubic feet, so. It's like over double the requirement. So,
Yeah, it's kind of a line on page 34, I don't know if you guys are seeing it or not.
Yep. I'll make a motion to approve resolution
25,
25,
21.
21.
Is there a second?
Second.
Third.
Roll call?
All right, Will,
Yes.
Brent,
Yes.
Katie, Jeremy,
Yes.
Mike.
Hey. Good luck.
thank you, I appreciate it.
And then the next one is kind of the, to do with this as well, it's just the commercial,
Oh, yeah.
because it's a new structure, it goes through the commercial design guidelines, which is part of,
And that's probably where that color splashed.
yeah, yeah,
That's what I thought.
yep.
Make a motion to accept, or, carry that far?
Sure.
Yeah.
Resolution 2522.
I'll second.
All right, roll call please.
All right, Jeremy,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Brent,
Yes.
Will,
Yes.
Mike.
Aye.
All right,
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks you guys.
and then I'll see you tomorrow probably
Yes.
for the land use.
Yeah, I could give you it right now if you want. Or
Sure, do you need, I mean, I just want receipt or anything, or is the check good?
you can
Okay.
send one to me or.
I can email it, okay.
I'm probably blind, but does it say anywhere in there of the permit fee? Or do I gotta go to permit fees on the website? Cause
For the
I always
building?
miss that for the land use.
For the land use, it's in the fees, it's in
I
the
always
fee
miss it.
schedule. Yeah, just $50 for that.
So thank you.
So, all right, thank you,
guys.
and then I'll
Thanks,
email you the receipt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just trying to find which attachment to open here. Item D, ordinance 2501, amending ordinance number 1, language related to the definition of a special exception use for kennels. I think it's in here, the only thing that changed was it went from 1,000 feet to what, 300 feet?
Well, the 300 was in there and we just we're striking out the
Strike.
1,000 feet from any residential building.
Yeah.
So it's more or less just 300 feet from the property lines of that. I just took out that, they're gonna have a public hearing next month. But they didn't really, the plan commission will have a public hearing on this and then we'll have the second reading and adoption. The only thing I had a question on was, and I can bring it up, but I left this to read 300 feet from any lot line shared with premises devoted to residential use. What that means is if it's a 1 acre parcel, right now, they have to have some land to be able to do this. If it's a 1 acre parcel, but they've got fields on all around them, they would be able to have a kennel, correct?
Yeah, because they're outside of the 300 feet.
No, if they only have 1 acre, but if
This is
it,
300 feet from the parcel line is what you're saying.
provided if
It's
that
a-
property
if
line
it's
is
a residential.
shared with the residential. So I wanted clarification from you guys.
Oh, so if it's
So if they got 1 acre, they
Yeah.
don't, their property lines are gonna be really close to them, but if it's all field around
then
them,
it,
they can have it.
I
And are
agree.
you okay with that? I mean, I just wanted to point that
But
out.
then,
I think.
but
What
then
happens if
if
it
somebody,
changes?
if somebody builds a house and they're.
Then it's a
grand-
legal,
but then they're-
non-conforming use. Then they're grandfathered.
Okay.
But how does that work when it's a special exception and they
It's
move? Okay. And a new owner comes.
Yeah.
So that's where I wanted to.
Good point.
As long as the use is there, okay.
Otherwise, most people are gonna need probably
More than one
15
acre,
acres.
So we don't need any
Give or
action
take.
on this.
No, but it's
Or
just
no,
the first
just the
reading, so I'm just, and then we cleaned up the definition for kennel.
Yeah.
And it's changing the words, because we don't allow it in residential, so it's just changing it for the two districts, agricultural and transitional. So,
It can't be in commercial?
there was nothing in commercial currently.
Okay.
We can
But we just
we
said
can
that.
add that as a commercial use or special exception use.
We'd probably,
I would, but,
How are you gonna meet the 300
yeah.
in the commercial
literally,
district?
but do you
You'd have
have
to
to
go with
have
the-
that in a commercial district?
we'd
No.
have,
Same
we'd
300
have to
feet?
have it as a permitted use in the commercial district, I think.
It'd be a special exception,
So
just
it'd be
like
the
these.
special exception.
Oh, you wouldn't have the setbacks,
That would be a
Correct,
special
because it's
exception.
not residential.
correct?
Except for the two houses that are still residential in the commercial district. So put it in the commercial district?
Yeah, I would.
I think
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah,
Can do that
no.
for the public hearing?
Well, yeah, we'll put it in there for,
So we can still consider this the first reading even if we had them, okay?
yep,
All right.
yep, so add commercial.
Any other action need to be taken other than we reviewed it and had our first reading? Okay.
So if it went in by one of those two residents that are in commercial,
It'd have to be 300 feet from that lot line.
perfect.
Say that again?
There's
If somebody's-
residents in the commercial district.
Okay.
So if it went into next to one of those, then it's at the 300 feet.
From that lot line, yep.
Okay.
Which,
I think there's 3 or 4
yeah,
homes in the commercial district, there's not many.
even at, right, that's right, it's at, even at 300 feet, it's still gonna be loud, but
Yeah,
what
Maybe.
do you do? Cause
I
they
don't
would
know.
still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, some are, you know what I mean? I don't know.
you can have a neighbor with just dogs that are louder
Right.
than any kennel.
For sure, for
I
sure.
mean, I'm just.
All right. Leave this one,
Don't
first
disagree.
reading's been had, we'll have second reading next month, and then it
Yep.
goes to public meeting
Public hearing will be at the plan commission and then the
if
follow.
somebody applies for it.
What's that? We'll have the public hearing on the zoning amendments.
Yep,
We have to.
Okay.
Anytime. And then,
so that's 2 months, and then somebody could apply.
right, I have to
On the
petition the
third-
county.
On the third month, what?
Yeah, I have to
Maybe.
petition the county to
Because
approve
the county
it.
has to approve it too. Any zoning ordinance change.
Oh, okay.
But we can definitely, get things ready to roll. But yeah, it's a little, the process.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying. Item E, fireworks display at Big Rock Creek. I'm imagining this is for the 4th of July.
Yes, it is.
I shouldn't say anything. Yeah, it's pretty standard. I think that's the same
Same
setbacks and
place,
everything
yeah.
as,
Yeah.
their stuff all winter long. Is it, I don't remember.
So what are we
Says-
looking at? I don't, I'm at, what,
I'm just seeing.
What's it, that's the
application.
old barnyard.
I know, but is that where they're launching them, or what
No,
are we
where
doing?
the, see this
This
black
is-
spots up there?
This is, but do you have it colored? Do you
Yep.
have the colored
Yep.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's where they're launching them.
oh, okay, yeah, they show
I
up
can't make
colored.
colored copies or you'd have color.
Oh, that's fine.
But I send it.
Yeah, okay, I got you, that makes sense.
Alright, I don't remember, does this fireworks display say anything about,
Time or
fire
anything?
conditions? And we
Yeah.
did set times that they can't go off before, 9 o'clock, I think we said.
Am
Yep, and I
missing
can
that in here?
just, so that'll just go, if that's the motion, I just write that in the conditions on when you, what you
Somebody
sign.
makes a motion.
Didn't they have a backup day or something?
No, they didn't.
They didn't.
Nope,
Alright.
Deer Lake usually does, but they just have July
I'll
4th.
make the motion to approve the application for 1674 Highway 87 for the 4th of July, not to light off fireworks before 9 p.m. and not on a red flag day.
Second.
Alright, everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Alright,
All right. For that time of year, licenses.
F, alcohol licenses.
And you guys can make a motion individually, or you can make one for all three resolutions. It's up to you.
What was it, resolutions 23 through
23?
25?
Yep, 23, 24, and 25.
I make a motion to approve resolutions 25, 23 through 25. I can do the individuals, right, also?
You can either do it
25.
individual or do all three together. It's up to you.
Yep.
You doing all three?
Yep.
Okay.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We need roll call for this, don't we?
Yep. Will,
Yes.
Brent,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Mike.
Alright,
Sorry, you said that the first time when you said all three, I just assumed it was the places, but there's more than three anyways.
No, that's okay.
It didn't connect.
next item is appoint a new plan commission, member.
And I thought I put up gave you an updated one. Was there an updated one? Okay, so I realized, yeah, I stuck one out. When I was updating Frank Benning was appointed last year, for the alternate term, which ends this year, so I added him
Oh.
in here for 3 years. And he is I mean, I didn't call him and ask him, but I know he's planning on, he'll miss next month, but he'll be here after that, so I assumed he's still willing to go forward.
Alright. As an alternate or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep. Until an opening, or if you have any other changes.
So this renews Dave and Stacy
Yep,
for 2 years.
3.
And three.
3, and then Frank for 3.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve
No, these two show up in
resolution 25, 26.
most times.
Second.
And Will should abstain from this, or does it not matter? Okay, all right.
Roll call please.
Katie? Aye. Jeremy?
Yes.
Brent?
Yes.
Mike?
Alright.
All right,
Do they always have to run their term out?
Well, you
No.
can, you can resign whenever you want.
Okay.
Not chairman.
Yeah, you say mine.
Are you
No,
asking,
I
can
was
you
asking-
remove a plan commission
Yeah,
member?
that's what it might.
Yes, but there has to be a cause for it.
Okay.
and I think didn't we do something for the attendance? I feel like something has
There's
been
in
done.
your policy book.
Yeah,
Okay.
if that's a basis.
It is.
Alright. Item H, award bid for pulverizing and double chip sealing.
All right, we had 2 different companies. We only received 2 bids. We have Madison Construction that bid for the pulverizing. And then we have Farner who bid for the double chip seal. And I didn't change this, and we've requested prices for both oils. The 2P oil is better bonding. But it's your call. I think it's less than $1,000
Yeah.
on each of them, so it
That's
really
what we
isn't.
did last year. too.
Yeah, but I just to clarify,
So Madison will do all the pulverizing and Farner would do all the sealing.
yep.
Lee's Avenue, weren't we up in the air on that still?
You weren't sure, but you wanted it bid.
Okay.
I mean, I think we're sitting okay, and I'm gonna make a motion to approve the Farner bid and the Madison Construction bid for double chip seal, but I make the recommendation, or I make the motion using the CRS number 2 pea oil.
Okay. So both jobs.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Alright, any more discussion on this? Roll call?
All right, now, just, quick discussion. We're just pulverizing on Lee's Avenue? Or is that,
Well, right now the motion is to pulverize all four and to double chip seal Lee's Avenue and 180th.
yeah, okay.
Or no, like, somebody second,
No, I just wanted to clarify that.
somebody second this.
Yeah, yeah, we're in
I'm good.
discussion.
Was Lee's one we were gonna leave?
No,
I don't
we
think
talked
so.
about.
The double chip seal, yeah,
correct.
okay.
So are we gonna, we're just gonna pulverize that. I just wanna, like, when we pulverize these, are we core sampling and we gonna haul gravel on these? How, we're just,
I think we're just pulverizing out, they were grading it out, right?
Yes,
Yes.
we put it in there.
Okay, so they're gonna shape the road before they double chip.
Yes.
like Lee's Avenue, we don't need to go no wider on that. We don't, just pulverize it and grade it. Yeah,
That
So-
was the intention as far as I knew for right now.
Yeah. I don't think
So,
we
yeah,
wanna
so-
spend any more
so-
money on
I
it.
agree.
The bid for
keep it-
pulverizing is also knocked down, what they call a grade, because it's soft and fluffy. So the bid for pulverizing, they come in and pulverize it and then they knock it down.
Okay,
And then the bid for double chip seal, stated they have to come in and do that so that it's smoother.
Yep.
It's smooth like what Farner did on 180th Street and 180th Avenue. I feel they didn't do any final
Right.
grade. So there is a final grade in the specs
But
for.
that was kind of an experiment too.
yeah,
Well, and we didn't, yeah, our specs have gotten better.
Yeah.
And then 200th, we were leaving till next year to for sure decide.
Right now, it's just, yeah,
To
there's no.
pulverize and let it sit for a year, or
Yes.
through the frost freeze.
Yes.
I know how much Jeremy loves that.
I think we'll,
And we can't
Discuss.
just leave, well, there's a motion in a second, right?
Right,
yeah, we're discussing.
but we're discussing.
I mean, Lee's is kinda just a long driveway, isn't it?
Basically.
I mean, do we really need to double chip seal that?
Well, go ahead.
What traffic's gonna be going on that?
Just the resident inspector, I know, but it is hooked to the,
Is Bruce gonna use that?
probably now and again, I'm not saying every day.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, we seem to lose control of a gravel road. You know what I mean? Once we lose a crown, and I think the double chip seals on 180th, 180th Street, 180th, whatever, I know we experimented up there, but I think they both, for the most part, are okay. I mean, the one by Long Lake, that was terrible when we did it, but it's working. I don't know, I'm
Well-
a fan of a gravel road, as long as we have a good base.
Well, even if we pulverize it, you'd have to, once that stuff sets up, I don't know, you'd be able to really touch it again, you know, if it gets super hard.
Right.
So I mean, if you don't put the double chip on there, or oil on it to seal it up, I think it's gonna slowly buckle itself apart, and then we're not gonna be able to move it around, you know?
I agree.
But, yeah.
What were your thoughts? What were you thinking?
How is the approach coming into Lee's from the feedlot?
Off the highway? Oh, that's nice and wide.
Is it,
We made it really wide, but the road is narrow, you know? I don't know if it's gonna be on there. But you're right, that's gonna be the most,
right?
yeah, transitioning on.
Is the road it's coming off of in our 5-year plan anywhere? What road is that?
This is Lee's here.
35. Yeah.
So we're talking about, you see that driveway coming, right where your cursor is, Mike?
Yeah,
Go back.
yeah, it's right in here.
Yeah, there's gonna be some traffic from there to the highway. I'm
Well-
guessing, or there's a turnaround there, I'm
Does this just serve just the property owner, right?
back there, yeah, correct.
Okay. I mean, do we need to keep maintaining it as a town road or not, you know? I mean, that's, I guess, my question.
You do unless you go
I
through
was-
the process to abandon the road.
Yeah, but that's what
Or
I'm saying,
vacate
do
the
we
road.
start that, vacating it, or do we, I mean, we gotta do something with it if it's.
Isn't it pretty tough to vacate? I mean, you've got all those parcels,
It's not tough, but they can object, and if they object, then they
Then
can
you
stop
can't.
it.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I just wonder what the options were to get out of it, basically.
But a double chip is gonna be way easier to maintain than a gravel road.
That'll be the cheapest
And
route
like
for
even
us.
for plowing and I would think everything, I mean, it freezes, but I would think it would be way
It-
easier to maintain.
For the first 5 to 7 years, I totally agree with you, it'd be easier to maintain. After 5 to 7, double chips break down, especially if you get weight, like that first.
So it all depends on the amount of traffic.
It is, it definitely. If you went double chip from your field access road to the house, I'd probably never have to go in there other than plow it in the winter. That piece, the first 100 yards,
Off the
I
highway.
think that's gonna need a lot of work next spring. So if you do anything to the surface of it this year, we may be digging up in the spring. That's bad, and it's all clay, I've been
I
working
know,
on that
that's
for
the
2
problem.
years.
So do
Right.
we pave that chunk coming off 35 for a little bit?
That's like we did out here.
We did 100 feet over by Turner's too. on
Public
13.
paving over clay, which is junk.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
is, right now it's junk. It needs
For
to-
one-
Well, so basically the
Exactly.
pavement has been busted up, right? So
Well,
it's,
there's nothing underneath it.
so it's,
That road was ditches.
We patched
piled
it
in
last
the
year
middle.
and the year before, cold mix.
Yeah,
Would it be just that first, how far that would need to be addressed?
I'd say, I'd have a minute.
100
Yeah,
feet?
is there?
100 feet?
I'd say a little bit more.
No,
right?
it's-
Could we cold patch
that's
it
a
or
40.
what? Like we did those other areas?
You
Pretty
can,
bad
but
when
the
it
way it
shows
is
up on the
right now,
Right
I'd
down
have to
on the
get that
highway.
clay in.
It's more-
It's a shit road.
It's,
It is.
I mean, I know, but it's pretty bad when it shows up on the satellite. Like
Oh.
how
oh,
bad
the
it is.
gypsy, and
All
the
the-
cracks,
all
the
the-
toilet
yeah.
paper run lines.
Yeah, it looks great.
it does seem like it's getting more stable now though this week.
For sure.
So that would be my question is if we're gonna have to, is there something different? I mean, if we chip seal the whole thing and then next spring, we're gonna have to do something with that first part.
If it falls
If
apart.
it falls apart, or do you pulverize the whole thing, chip seal from there back and leave that sit for a year?
I don't know, but if it's double chipped, I can't grade it. I would destroy it.
No, right, that's what I mean.
Once you
Just leave
put
it
that
alone.
down, the grader can't do
Just
anything.
leave it
with
alone.
If we
Oh,
abandon
straight
that
back.
road, is there anything that says we have to leave it in a certain condition?
But it's,
1, 2, 3.
you have to
parcels
notify the
together.
property owners, and there's a public hearing, and if any of the property owners who gain access off that road object, you cannot abandon it.
Okay.
Now,
Just laying out options.
you can abandon it without abandoning it by just severely
alone.
limiting it. It says that you have to work the road, well, there's a lot of room in what working a road means.
Okay. Good to know. So what are we looking at for price here, total?
20.
What happened? Are we not doing
23?
200?
I think we,
We're leaving it sit till next year, I thought. It's
We're
on.
pulverizing
We're
it.
pulverizing it, but not anything more. We're not gonna blade it out wider or anything like that this
We
year.
don't have the money or what?
What?
Not to pave it
No, because
this
we,
year.
no. But we got culvert work to do. Well, what do you wanna do? If you got a different opinion, state it.
you don't
I,
want the problem we had on 210.
I don't. This is costing us way too much money.
I know, but I think I think we made some mistakes on that road, and
I think-
I don't think we're gonna make those same mistakes on this one.
I think we're back to pulverizing and grading. And we're gonna have the
What
same
do you
issues
mean?
of grading 200 as what we're complaining about on grading leaves. If you pulverize it and just go to grading, once it
No,
sets up,
I
you're
don't
done.
understand what you're saying.
You can't grade it once you pulverize it. That's one of the lessons we've learned, right?
No.
It gets hard.
No, we had problems because we widened it and lost the stuff that was on there that was
the
a good base.
pulverizing and, yeah.
And then we dump $30,000 worth of gravel.
Yeah,
And then,
First time.
then we dump another 75,000. I mean, I just think it's a bad.
You're gonna have to do something though,
I
like
think we should-
J&S on 220th.
I'm fine with doing the culvert work, but I don't think we need to pulverize until we're ready to pave.
So do you
Just
wanna
costing us
just,
so
do you
much
just wanna
money.
do the culvert work this year? And then pulverize it and pave it next year?
If we don't have the funds, I guess, yeah.
We're gonna need
No,
to
we
get
just-
JNS in here though to dig out. You've got clay under it, just like you had. I think it's another road like 210th, so you're gonna have to pay JNS or Paragon like we did on 220th. How much did we pay Paragon that
It
year
was
when they did?
75 total on this last road.
Okay, that was Paragon, and I think JNS, we paid that much too, just to do the base and everything again on 220th, before we paid that.
But that one we pulverized in the spring and then that was all a 1-year thing.
Yeah, we had JNS come in and dig out everything and,
Then our culverts went to heck a little bit, one of them.
We're not widening 200th though.
We
Or
will,
we
but
will.
we're not gonna
Okay.
do it till right before paving,
Perfect.
so we don't lose that pulverized material. And we keep a crown in the road.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't think we should pulverize and turn around a month later and pave. We gotta let that ground set up. I mean, that's kind of what
Well, I
Mark
mean,
was saying,
if there
freeze
is-
thaw.
Yeah, and
That's
if
why
there
we-
is clay in there, I mean, we should deal with it, cause otherwise it's still gonna work through in the new, if we put new blacktop on.
There's two
But if we're
areas in that
saying
road
that we
know there's
can't
clay.
pulverize Lee's Avenue and maintain it by graveling it, or maintaining it by grading it, we gotta double chip seal it. We're just saying that
I'm saying
grading
permanently.
doesn't work.
They graded this, they graded 210th.
Who did?
Farner,
Yeah, with a different blade on the grader.
yeah.
So are we gonna,
No, that's what I'm saying, I don't want us to shape that road to 200. I want the paving crew to do it.
So we don't.
but they can't maintain it for we can't maintain it for 8 months either.
If it freezes up, we're just talking through the winter.
I don't know.
What do you mean, okay, I'm not
It
understanding
just-
what you're saying
it
by we
doesn't-
can't maintain
I
it.
don't think it's working. It's costing us a lot of money.
Okay.
Are you talking all roads or just 210th?
Well, 210th is a good
Mainly.
example, but
Yeah, but
Well, I think
But with
210th
the-
went wrong, I guess is what the
Yeah.
problem was.
how can we find out on these roads? I mean, we tried core sampling, we don't go down
I think
it.
you'd have to have a decent, somebody that's gonna actually core sample the dirt below it, I mean, we
To
gotta,
kinda know what we're
Test
getting
it,
into.
yeah.
we started core sampling because we got dinged on the
it's the
pavement.
thickness.
The
The
thickness of the
pavement was too
pavement.
thick and then they charged us an extra 10 grand to go with the extra 6-8 inches.
So like, I guess we're talking about 200th now. If we're talking 200th, we know there's a few spots up there that are bad.
Yes.
Does it pay to like do a good core sample on them? Like a J&N, I don't know who does it, I don't know. Maybe they core sample,
I don't know anybody around here who does. I'm sure if I talked to Steve down at JNS, he'd know somebody, but I don't personally know.
I'm just saying, so we know, or do we pulverize it and then we, how do we know where our soft spots are? I'm not a, we know where they are
Well,
now.
okay, but now if you core sample it, how often are we gonna core sample it, just where the pavement's broke now?
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't,
That's why I think,
if we pulverize it, we'll find our bad spots come spring.
I
Right,
would
and if
agree.
we leave all of it there instead of widening it right now, we're not gonna have the issues of 210th.
We'll
I
have
agree.
a.
So
keep
that's
her
what we
crown.
learned, we're
Yeah,
gonna keep
we'll
it,
have
we're
a,
gonna
what,
keep it here.
6 to 8 inches of mat to drive on.
And it will still, Jeremy's got this.
That's fine.
I mean,
Well, no,
we're still gonna find soft spots, it's just gonna be a heck of a lot better than what happened on 210.
Do we post those roads then the entire time?
Like, people will just go around them
I mean,
at
for
some
heavy-
point.
I mean,
I'm
you
not
could
for
put it
heavy
as
trucks.
local traffic only.
He's talking Wade.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's,
I think you want
I
your
don't
weight
think
on
it's,
them
yeah, you
personally.
want
Well, but
to,
like last spring, 210th wasn't,
but that's because we didn't have any top
They break.
material on it,
Everything was bladed off to build up the ditches wider.
So
The
if we
only
don't
scary
do
part
that
on
until
200th,
next
I
year,
got it.
it
There's
should
that
be-
right north of Thames there.
I think it'll be
Where
like
those
a
city
rock.
trees, there's some
That's how we.
There's-
humdingers in there.
There's some,
Yeah.
I mean, you
And
don't
the
wanna
water.
just put pavement on it, you're throwing 300,000 away.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the only thing I'm trying, I mean, you can do
Well, you look
whatever,
at 125th,
but
it worked
you're
great.
spending a lot of money on pavement now didn't used to cost that much to redo it 10 years, but
125th worked out great.
yeah.
You know, we let it sit for the summer or the winter, it set up, we found any bad spots and paved over and it's been.
So this is just an idea, how does it work if we pulverize it and double chip seal it? Just an example here now. Will the bad spots come through, I mean, I know we probably don't, will they come through the double chip seal?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
at least we got a double, and then maybe, I know it's a little more expensive route, but it holds it more, better. I don't know.
Repulverize
I
the
think
next
if
year
you
then?
leave the recycled blacktop on top, I think it's gonna create a really hard mat. That's not gonna,
I agree with
I
you.
think you'll see it soften up to tell us where the spots are, but I don't think we'll have the huge blowouts that we did on 210th.
It's just a hell of a road to
It's a busy
practice
road.
this on. A lot of traffic.
Yes.
yeah, you thought 210th was bad.
I know, this is even worse.
So we need to vote,
Well,
cause there was a motion and a second, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, if we're done discussing.
In my opinion, 210th is a hard one because it's a terrible example because everything that went bad on it could be. I am all in favor of leaving these roads for a freeze, and that's based on the professional opinion of what they said. So
So when we originally started this, I went over to Garfield Township and rode around with him on those, and, you know, they said that they did all their culvert work the year before, and then let that sit through a cycle, you know, a freeze thaw, cause, you know, we were paving some roads and every place we put a culvert in, there was a dip in the road. So we were trying to get away from that, so that's how we got on the pulverizing, putting our culverts in and let the whole thing sit through a freeze thaw.
And last fall, that Monarch rep was here and he felt that was the way to go. I believe
And
that was
if
my
we
impression.
leave it and don't widen it,
I
all
think
that
that, I
material
think
is
that was the
there.
mistake, is widening it out and losing too much material.
So you were
Because we
driving
went,
on clay.
I mean, that had to have been, how far did we widen it? A couple feet on each side?
Couple feet. We went to 24 feet.
I mean, you do realize I widened most of that before they pulverized. I hauled for days hauling there. I cut down from the edge of the grass out 24 inches and rolled that off. So I got all the sod out so they wouldn't be pulverizing into it. And then I came in and re-shouldered that whole area out to what I pushed out with material from the pit over here, or Tyler pit.
But I thought you guys just dumped it right down the middle.
That was when we did the lift. We just did down the center, and then he bladed it all together when he went across it. Then, yeah, I'm sure I widened it out some, but I took it down probably 3-4 inches. But we had
So,
12 inches.
yeah, no, cause when Mike was looking at it, he said he didn't see, in all the bad spots, he didn't see any blacktop in there.
A lot of those bad spots only had one layer of asphalt. They had been dug before, they were tore out and then blade patched in. Up there, just this side of Krebs, there's several ways when you see when they bladed, yeah, it's actually a different color in the top, where it was like a browner mix, because the asphalt was super thin there. It's like they had tore out something and tried to patch it. But that had to be 20 years ago. I mean, I've been here since 2007.
Yeah, we probably didn't have as many overlays on that road and less blacktop to work
We
with.
got into bad roads by overlaying stuff that wasn't.
No, I know,
No,
but
I know.
I mean, that road probably wasn't as thick as 140th that
That-
we got into.
Area where you're building a driveway right now, there was 19 inches of asphalt there. He couldn't get all the way through it. And he was popping up big chunks, so it had been bladed and bladed in there and patched in for who knows how many.
So that just tells you there was no good sub base
No,
though,
there's
because
nothing under there because they
it kept sinking, so you
Yeah.
keep putting something over it, because it keeps running
Well, that's
down.
probably
Since
what
I've been
happened,
here,
it
we've
just
done
kept,
two
it
great.
never
All we can
got
do is
pulled out
try.
and fixed, it
Yeah, it
just
just
sat.
keeps sinking.
And this time we actually pull it out, so, but I'm comfortable with my motion and doing 200th and leaving it.
What about
Doing
leaves?
culvert, we'll
Can
we'll do the
I say
culvert
one
work
other
this
thing
year.
about this? I think this spring was a perfect storm for bad roads. We had extremely deep frost. We had snow melted, it couldn't go out from the bottom. Well, that caused the clay that was there, the red or the gray clay, up there was gray clay, and it soaked in all that water. Well, once you get gray clay wet, it could take a year to get it dry. And normally we don't get 6 feet of frost here, but this year we had frost in the road 6 to 8 feet deep. And I wouldn't doubt that frost was still there till mid-May, and that road down deep. And since I've been here, we've had one other year of frost like that. So I think if you did, like you're saying, pulverize it, do the culverts this year, do it in the spring, leave it high in the center and crown it so it runs off there, I think it'll be fine.
So the pulverizing crew will shape it, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're
Then
gonna,
we should just do nothing but drive on it until next spring.
and if you want it, great, just let me know. They're gonna chatter, just like they did 210th, and I just smooth it out, but not widen it.
Just don't lose our crown. I think
Yeah.
that's our key, because when we lost the crown, then we,
Alright, so we got a motion and a second. You guys have any more discussion?
What are we doing in Lee's?
What are we doing on
The whole
these?
thing?
I say we do, I mean, that's my opinion. And address if we have a problem at the intersection of 35, a year or two down the road, we pave 100 feet or something. There's not gonna be hardly any traffic on there. That's my,
But I think part of it was we need to do something, it needs to be just tore up, but who is questioning whether we should?
But again, there's
Double chip.
bad soil under there.
Yeah.
I'm looking to do as minimal as possible to get away with,
to
you
make-
know,
Okay,
because there's
let's do
no
that.
traffic on there.
There's only one house to complain.
There's one house and
they
one
haven't
farm.
complained yet. And they have a right to, I mean, that's pretty bad down there.
We can't just dump cold mix on it and roll it.
We did that last year.
We could. Yeah, I don't, you know,
You do that after your pulverize.
We could dig out the bad spots.
Yeah, there's clay this far down right there in that end. Yeah, we
There you
could
go.
take that out, go down 2-3 feet, put on base course and do a blade patch.
Yeah,
And be done with it for this year if you want. That's up to you guys.
Do we want to amend the motion to not do leaves right now?
we could do that.
you comfortable with that?
I don't know.
You have a gravel road right across the street, the highway over there, that I grade twice a year, and it's rock solid all summer. But that's a trap rock top on that. And that's very low maintenance, and it's nice, and then the dam, or Pierce's.
If they
So we just-
pulverize it, can they haul it out? The top?
You'd have to mill it then.
Yeah, mill it, yeah, but there's that first bit, you could mill that.
You couldn't mill it and then just bring in gravel?
Typically, when you mill, you leave a layer of asphalt so it can cut off of. There's no way you could mill that. It's this thick, and typically when you mill, you have really deep, and it actually holds the bottom, like Main Street, St. Croix, if they were to mill.
Where's we just put gravel on top of it, of what's there.
Can we vote so I can make a motion?
Okay.
Can we vote on approving everything that I made the motion on?
So your motion is to approve all the pulverizing and just one double chip seal? You amended it to do one double chip seal, or do you
Well,
want
I
to leave
can-
it?
can I amend
The
it, or do we
motion
have to
is
cancel?
both chip seals and all the pulverizing.
Yep.
Okay.
You want to keep it that way? You're not amending it?
Can I amend it with a second in discussion, or do we need to vote it and then make a new motion?
You can make a motion to amend it, or
Okay.
you can withdraw your motion and do a new one.
I'm gonna withdraw my motion,
Okay,
totally.
okay.
I'm gonna make a new motion instead of amending it, I think it's just cleaner, to do the double chip seal over 1/80th and to pulverize 1/80th for half a mile, 200th for 1 mile, and 1/65th for the 700 feet.
So pulverize the 3 locations.
Correct.
Is there a
I
second?
think we need to, sorry, go ahead. Give me a second. You can still discuss, just give me a second.
So what are you doing with leaves?
We just
Give
left
me
it
a
out for
second,
now.
just,
It's
yeah,
just out, we're
We
just
left
getting
it
the
out.
other
Just
stuff.
left
up.
out of this motion.
Second it.
perfect.
Alright, any more discussion on this?
That way we have time to figure out what we're doing on these.
Okay,
And if,
are you ready for a roll call then, or are we
No,
still?
unless you guys got more to discuss. Alright, let's vote.
Alright.
165th, the Century dump road, right?
The end, yeah, the end, last
Yeah, to the pit, right?
700 feet, yep.
Yeah. Okay, let
Let
her
me know when
book.
you're ready. Okay.
Yep.
Brent,
Yes.
Jeremy,
No.
Will,
Yes.
Katie,
I,
Mike.
Aye.
Okay. Is it 4-1? Passed.
Can we talk about Lee's now?
sure.
Or is it
I'd pass that down to you've got the road work
future discussions?
right after the mower discussion, I'd probably do it there.
Alright.
Unless you wanna bump them around.
Nah,
Let's finish your road work
Let's
now.
cool down on the more discussion.
Right around the corner, and they're leaning up against the building. Both the egg one, I don't know if it's used or not, and they're not damaged at all, they're just.
Alright. Item I, approve purchase of a new mower. I don't know that we're ready to, go ahead. I don't know that we're ready to approve a new purchase. We were gonna talk about purchasing something different, but, we weren't. We were talking about, getting Garfield up here to
Try that.
see their mower and try it and see how it worked. But that didn't work out for timing wise. So I guess it's basically discuss options.
Well, I got an option. I went down to Bearsville, cause I saw, that is a hell of a mower that we're looking at, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's very nice, $70,000. I'm not a fan of that.
that's just for the mower in the yard.
The mower and the arm.
Okay.
30 for the arm and 40 for the mower.
Good.
And then, how many hydraulics our tractor have?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to know
We
that,
have
'cause that
the
mower takes 3
Three pumps?
sets.
Or 3 lines, sets of lines.
3 sets, so 6 outlets.
Okay, I'd have to go look, I've never used the Limavec.
Well, I'm just saying, I think it's a lot for our tractor.
It is. That's only a 100 horsepower tractor.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's too big. So anyway, I've always been a fan of a sickle mower. I know that's old school, blah, blah,
I
blah.
am too.
So they sell sickle mowers, we can still get it, but, so I got a price on a mower that's just a disc mower, a disc line, with no
Yeah.
conditioner on it, 6'9", $13,000, runs off the
Packet?
3-point hitch,
I didn't.
What
not
manufacturer
even-
is that?
New Holland.
Okay.
He has
Oh,
copies
never
here.
mind,
I
there's more
got
pages.
copies. I mean,
They're the only ones who got individual turtles with seals
Yeah.
on each one of them. So when you tip it up, all your oil isn't running down.
and if you hit a rock or something, each individual one breaks. I got one, everybody can have one, pass them that way. I mean, I just talked to, for Steve.
That
if you-
3-point hitch one there, you can run the boom arm that we got on that
Correct.
at the same time.
Correct,
You can't?
You can.
you can.
Yes.
So, I mean, some of the specs on it that I noticed, I mean, and I agree with Mike, I don't know if we're to the point we need a mower, but I do think we need to do something better with our ditches.
How wide is this?
How wide?
Yeah.
The one I'm looking at is 6'8",
Okay.
but it only goes to a 32-degree angle.
Yep.
So if, you can kind of see the picture, didn't you?
Yep.
Okay, it's on your 3-point hit, so you regulate it there, but then that hydraulic cylinder can tip it to the angle of your ditch.
Okay.
So, I mean, our ditches aren't 45-degree angle.
No, but I mean, for 100 years we mowed it with a sickle mower and it was
Exactly.
straight.
So the town of Rice Lake has one of these, and down here, East Farmington has one. So, I mean, the only references that I got, that's all I know. I was just looking for another,
Kirk, or Eureka has one up there too.
like this,
It's a drop down from the back. I
yeah.
don't know that it's the same brand they make over here.
Well,
but-
Kuhn makes one and New Holland makes one, so that's all I know.
Yeah, I'd have to ask them what model theirs are. They just purchased theirs 2 years ago, but they could do 10 feet.
Okay, well, you can, I mean, this one here, that you can get out to 10 feet, but that's
What I
a
mean is
lot.
with the boom down and that one, they can do 10 feet in a pass.
Oh, yeah, but
What are you doing now?
Right now, 60 inches.
So this is not double, but.
Well, the problem with the first part is our roads, you got a shoulder and then it drops, so you can only do level, then you have to move over to do that angle. You can't really, but you can do that with the boom mower that we got and this one level, and do, at least get 8 feet your first pass.
I personally think it's gonna be pretty hard to run this or it's gonna be really hard to run anything and your boom at the same time.
A lot of towns doing it.
Well, I know.
I know it's hard, yeah, you got a lot of
Yeah,
stuff
cause like
going
right
on.
now, I mean, I don't, we mow the first pass, so it looks good. But then we get a little strip right on the edge of the road, but then when that second pass comes, we got a strip right between the first pass and the second pass.
Yeah, it's where it piles it on the outside of the
It looks
head.
like crap.
It looks terrible, but I'm just saying, maybe we have to have a little more of an overlap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Don't
do.
take a full bite, I don't know, I'm just, so then you're gonna put that arm way out there and then,
If I do it the opposite in the fall and I go to the outside,
there you go, that's it right
okay,
there.
and I cut, well, then you don't get that because it throws it to the spot that's already cut. But when you're doing it in the spring, I normally start at the road and get that one done, work.
Yeah, I know, and it's a lot, ours is not a spring chicken, I mean, the thing is getting a few hours on it too, you know what I mean? I get that.
It's over 20 years old.
So, anyway, I'm very familiar with these because this is our hay binds. And like Brent was saying, each one of them turtles are individually, so if you hit a rock or something, each one will shear by themselves. So you don't have to replace the whole cutter bar. You had that one picture, that was a good one, Mike.
And even at that, that's gonna
Which
cut
one,
our
back
time in
here?
half.
No, not that
Ish.
one.
Would you say, Steve?
Back with the other, hang on. Was that a different?
There, right
Thirds.
there.
We'll say thirds. Because we're going from 60 inches to basically, well, it's
I
only
don't,
70.
I think when you hit on a flail, and you hit a rock, you're gonna go out of
Or
balance.
80 inches.
This way, if
So
you
we're only
ding a
going
rock,
20 inches wider.
you can replace each blade individually,
what, 4
or
feet
replace
wide
each
now?
turtle.
So we're 6 feet, so we gain a little over 2 feet.
I guess what I'm saying, if we're at all serious, I guess you reach out to Bearable, maybe you can demo it. They have one. You know, if it ain't, I mean, we ain't gonna cut 20 miles of road, but go cut a mile or two if it don't work. That's just my suggestion. Or I would, I mean, for $13,000,
Yeah, I like the price a whole lot better.
and maybe it won't work, I don't know.
Tiger does make one though that mounts right on this tractor too.
A
That's
flail though.
No, well, that might be.
It's a flail, I believe. This is,
Okay.
these are discs, these are blades. Individual blades. I don't know if you can zoom in on that, Mike?
I can't open up
Okay.
just a picture. I mean, I could
Yeah.
zoom it this way.
Each one of them things has two blades on the end.
Yeah.
And that, where his cursor is, that's called the turtle. When you hit something hard, they will shear. But you just pop it off and you put a new gear in there. I don't know. That's,
Are they flexible or is
no,
it?
that's one rigid
Rigid.
bar right there. So that's what I'm saying, with the 32 degree, you're gonna have shorter grass like on the edge of the road, but as you get out there, it's gonna get taller, which is fine, because that's normally where your rocks and your
anyway, you know?
trouble, yeah, your trouble is. I don't know. But there's no doubt that mower that we have all the pictures of and all that, that's,
How much is a sickle mower?
the downfall of a sickle mower is you wouldn't have been able to run a sickle mower in that rain last Friday.
Just binds
No,
up.
kind of
It would have plugged, yeah.
Okay.
You know, I just think, yeah,
So what do you think?
I don't know, it's either go with, in my opinion, this is just me talking, go with what we got. You know, keep going with what we got, order that thing for $1,700, do that route, but we,
See about demoing one.
yeah, what's it gonna hurt?
What's
Right.
$1,700?
The
Well,
part,
that new,
Oh, yeah.
do you wanna order that, or do you wanna see if we can, borrow one and try it out first?
You're only gonna get 7 feet of that.
What's that?
You're only
We
gonna
only
get,
get 4 feet.
but
now.
we're not, this isn't
This
designed
one-
for our back slopes or nothing, this is just them first 2 passes, maybe 3. You know?
you're
What do you
still gonna
think?
need the arm.
Okay. We
Unless-
still need our
unless
arm
we-
for,
Yeah, unless we only mowing one width. Which I'm fine with that too, but.
Ideally, we'd have everything cut back and spray better to keep the brush from coming back. Cause I mean, that's the only reason we mow back to the fence lines is to keep the brush from coming out.
Right.
And we mow the edges for, safety reasons in the intersections. But to get from here to there is a big step.
You're on vacation this Friday now, for next week?
Yeah, till the next weekend. I'm really gone a week.
So what, maybe just let me know, if that's what we wanna do, I can
If you wanna
reach
talk
out
to
to
them about it, I don't know that it would.
I'm just saying, they could get it over here, so when you're back from vacation, go hook it up, demo it, try
And
it.
if you guys wanna watch when Kirk's mowing now up in Eureka, to see that one for the back, he has the double with the arm and the tiger. I believe it's a tiger, it's similar to ours. It's a long arm with the rear one, but problem with those is you need over 100 horsepower tractor too.
Yeah.
Because you're running both hydraulic pump out the front and the PTO. This other one, I was talking with Garfield Township, the arm one that swings over. If you go with the 10-foot like they have 115, it's a 64 series John Deere, all-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And he says they're pushing the limit of it with that.
Yeah.
And we're 15 horsepower less and
So why don't we mow the brush back in like the fall or,
it's
and then-
typically what I try to do is all
I know,
winter.
but I mean, that would be the only time we need the long arm.
Correct.
Yeah,
And then just mow the edges with something like this during the summertime.
you could. I
Then-
don't have it, or,
Can you rent a
All I
long
got.
arm?
Well, we got
And is it
our-
that
I mean,
expensive?
Our long armor's working, if we just do the brush and all that.
Yeah,
we need
I just want to be more efficient so we don't spend half the summer
Yeah.
mowing,
And you got, some townships just have a tractor with a brush hog on the back. And if their ditch is like this one between here and your farm, you can put it right in there and drive right down the ditch. 15-foot brush hog. And there's just one
Well,
call.
this will take some time off that arm too.
For sure. I just think it's a lot of demand if you run both together. You're running a hydraulic pump in the front, you're running the PTO in the back, hydraulics are gonna get hot.
Yeah, I think that's too much.
They,
So we're saying order the part and see if we can get a demo is what I'm kinda hearing.
I'm fine with that. I mean, the demo, it's what they demo them for, it's either gonna work or not.
Okay. Do we need a motion since it's over $1,000 and I can't approve it?
I'll make a motion. We order that, I can do all that at once, right? Order that part for our long arm right now. And then, we'll reach out to Baraboo and see if we can demo this, ditch mower, whatever you want. Or a disc.
I'll second.
Vote wrong.
All right, Will,
Yeah,
Brett,
Yes.
Katie, Jeremy,
Yes.
Mike.
Alright.
Road work.
What do you wanna do with Lee's Avenue maybe? No, we can discuss anything to do with roads here, so that might be one of our topics.
is that what we're on, another road?
Yeah.
Well, if we have existing blacktop under there, what options do we have?
Over it.
Well,
Honestly,
Leave it.
it'd be nice to get back to blacktop, or I mean to gravel. But how do we get rid of the blacktop that's
Right.
there, I mean,
Or maybe we just patch that hole coming off 35, dig out the bad spot, put some gravel in there and throw a cold mix on top. How much stuff you gotta dig out? Dump truck load maybe?
well, see when we get in there, it could be, if it's stabilizing, probably not that much, but probably a foot to 18 inches. And so you got new base course, what's there, it's all mixed, I mean, it's clay all over.
No, I know it is.
So that's our cheapest option right now?
I would say the
Decide what we
cheapest
wanna
option
do
would
with
be
it.
dig out that spot, fix it with some new base course and throw the blade patch on it and.
Do we even have to throw, cold patch on it right away? Couldn't we just
No.
fill it up with gravel
You
and
could
see
leave it
how
all
it
summer like that
settles?
if you want. Go
Fill it up
twice
with class 5
on Trap rock,
trap rock.
that would get solid.
I don't know, they got more gravel over there?
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh yeah, he's done another 80,000 tons.
And then see how it sits for the year?
Yeah,
Look at it next year again?
When's Bruce gonna start using that?
probably this month, or July, by July,
So he may break it up a little more for us.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, we got a big turnaround at the end, so I'm not expecting them to go
Oh,
out
no, I'm not.
to the highway, you know what I mean, but,
He might do us a favor. Find the spots.
So you guys wanna do that right away, or if we were to do it? Or wait, is that, what's your July theory?
well, I think we should do it when Steve's got time to do it, when he gets back or
So when you
something.
get back from vacation, work on digging that out? and
Sure.
What we need, do we need a motion for that, or is that, alright, so
Can I-
dig out the bad spot and, throw some gravel in there, see how it holds up.
Trap rock, try trap rock on
I
it,
think
just
so.
see. Couple loads.
Personally, I think limestone packs better than trap rock does, but that's just my
And
opinion.
put some limestone down.
Wait, I don't know where to get that anymore, then.
You can get it from the lime quarry.
Yeah.
We just got a whole bunch of it.
Oh,
For
I know
arena.
Polk County sold the quarry, I don't need no
Oh,
windows.
the new
Yeah,
buyer
it's still
now.
important.
Yeah, it's somebody else, it's not the counties, but yeah.
And something.
No, Ancheck ain't got it no more. Starts with an H. They bought it.
Anyway, there's,
The other thing I had on roads, and we're kinda gonna make this problem, and Thamer's changed something on 165th. They changed their fences down through there along that road. There used to be, I could go to the T where it turns to go to the dump, and they had a gate about 20 feet from our road and a field access. They moved the fence, it's a radius going around the corner there now, so there is nowhere to back into. So with our truck, you can't turn around down there now unless you go into the dump.
is there any reason the dump has to stay open?
No, but plowing, I gotta turn around somewhere.
Can't you turn around on that people's yard, that driveway to that house?
I probably could there, yeah, I could. But typically, see, in the past, I stopped plowing it right there at the, and somebody complained because they couldn't get to their field. So it's way they changed that fence, you have to look at it, they've really moved that fence, it's 20 feet closer to the road there now. And the big truck couldn't go down there unless you back all the way out. Now, the little truck, no problem. I mean, you go right up to the end and turn around down there with that one ton.
I thought the little truck was doing all of it.
Well, he was just gonna do the end. I was gonna go up to that corner. And, because we were gonna maintain, we always maintain that all the way to the dump, no matter what. But he was gonna plow from the corner there where you go into Thamer's field to the dump with the one ton. And I would just do in and back out with the big truck and turn around to, but I can't now, there's no way. You'd be going into Dean's field on the other side to just do a 8-point turn or something. Be a good place to get stuff.
Do you know them people there that live in the house? You ever met them?
Nope.
I mean, why can't we just turn around there? Why do we have to go all the way down? It seems like such a waste of time.
I totally agree, and I did that for a year, but there was a complaint, that was when Palmer was here. And I had to go down there, and then I changed, and I
Let's
blocked
try,
it.
let's try and get another complaint.
All right, fine. I'll turn around the driveway, that's easy.
Well, if you see them, ask them, or, you know, hey, do you mind, you know, so we don't
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
blindside them. So,
Any more road discussion?
the other thing I wanna just, so I know, on 200th, we're gonna recarve the ditches when we do them culverts in? Is that
I want
the
to,
plan?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's gotta be ditch, right now, there's.
No, I agree with
right into
you,
the
but
road.
there's also a growing crop there, so what are we gonna do?
Who's growing crop?
Well, it's Thamer's there on the left, on the west side of the road.
Yes, that would be Dean.
Okay, when
It's
you
in
planning,
the road right
when you
away.
planning on doing the culverts? Like this fall, right?
No, it's just.
We're not
when you-
pulverizing 200th though, right?
That was the motion.
Yeah.
The only one we held out was Lee's Avenue.
Okay. Hold on, let me just
My
make sure I got
intention
that.
was, once you
Okay.
decided to pulverize, I'm gonna pick up culverts and start
Yeah.
working on it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, I think we
So are the
gotta
crops
finish
in there
200
right of
before
way,
we start.
is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
planted
Or
this
210.
spring. I mean, if it's in the right of way, I'm sorry, it shouldn't have been there, but I mean, there's no ditch in some spots. And then we gotta make at least it slope away from the road. I mean, I would take the minimum amount, but we technically have, what, 21 feet from the edge of the pavement there? I mean, the guys that put in these spading lines, they don't ask, they just go down through there. They just went up through that whole area there. You went right through Marvinsville.
When are we paving 210? I don't know.
As soon as it's solid, gets solid, but you're gonna dig out those soft spots and
Yeah,
throw some
we should.
gravel in there?
You want me to start on that right when I get back?
That should be
I mean, that's
first.
more.
We gotta get that firmed
Yeah.
up and,
Yeah,
Okay, like I said, we have 5 spots there now, we had 9, so we've dropped 4, which is good. But these, I don't think they're gonna change.
yeah, and you can do those by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just throw the stuff off to the side and blade it out later.
Just- Close lane or whatever you need to do to do it while you're, or barricade up while you're in there digging and,
I'd like to get that one in Fairgrounds right away, because if nothing else, if we could get at least from Fairgrounds to 140th done, they could pave a mile if they had a day to come in there and do it, and at least
but we
get
need
parking.
some decent dry gravel. I mean, I think part of the problem with some of that stuff got soupy towards the end, right?
Yes, I agree with that.
So, wherever you get the gravel
Everything-
from, let
If-
it be drained out.
You want to look at the gravel before I start using it, but they just crushed again in the Tyler pit. And to me, it looks good. I haven't seen a speck on it.
what about if we use trap rock?
Chiropractic is expensive. I mean, I'm not against it.
No, I know, but I just we don't wanna have this happen.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. I would throw a load of limestone in there first before I just don't think
Throw a
trap rock
rock
binds
or
together
something.
well.
Yeah,
Well, from what I've seen with Trap Rock, we did this on 125th. You remember that bump over 180th goes south there, that dirt road? There's a culvert we put in and put Trap Rock on and around it. Trap Rock expands and contracts different than gravel. And in the winter, you'll get a dip, in the summer, it'll be flush. One way or the other
Yeah.
changes. It doesn't change the same with gravel, and you can't feather it in far enough to get to where it's gradual dip. And pretty much every spot where I've seen where you go across there with Trap Rock, we end up digging them out.
well, I agree with Mike, because that's what we do on a field road, if it's soft and all that, we
Yeah.
dig it up, we fill it with rock,
Yep.
Yeah,
and then we throw gravel on top.
yeah.
What's so different with a road? I mean,
That was what they were saying there. They should have put a line of ballast in there, or some of the contractors I talked to.
same thing, ballast,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. So you're gonna work on that when you get back from vacation?
Yep, I'll start right when I get back. I'll get diggers in there again and have them remark it, but I know there's nothing in the roads, but
Okay,
we'll get it remarked, because I know there's up there again. Put more stuff on there.
It's a good thing we didn't sell those rocks.
So are they still doing the chip sealing for 122nd, 207th Street?
Yeah, that's
That's the,
our plan.
Cool.
Our group is doing that
Yep, okay.
this year.
Do you know when that's gonna get done?
From last time I talked with, was it Jason, number 2 guy over in Polk County, he said August, we're starting.
August.
okay.
oh, I thought they originally were the
They were
4th
gonna
of
do it
July.
right after the 4th. That's why everybody
Oh.
took vacations June and July, or June and August, and now we're changing to August and like, thanks.
And the fair is when?
June 20 something,
So,
July.
or July.
Last week.
But it'll be after the fair is
Yeah.
done? Okay.
Yeah,
Hopefully we get that hole fixed before the fair traffic.
It will be.
yeah.
Because we're not gonna do anything else until it's fixed. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Is there any training that we need to approve of?
Not for me.
No public comments? The next meeting is on,
16th.
July 16th, right? Summer is slipping away fast.
Yes.
Hang on. Don't put it in here, I'll forget it, whoops. All right, somebody wanna make a motion to?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.